Welcome to my blog video. Today we are going to look at the color that we can use in our drop down menu. Initially, our previous video we gave the background color here is red. There's a way that we can write code in CSS that we can change this red color to a kind of a picture or image color. We can use that as a background color. So let me run this thing on the browser to see how it is here. You can see that we are having red background color, red background color on white, and we can see the green color on and off. But this red background color, we are going to look on how we can change it using an image. So let us go to Photoshop. For me to use the red background color, I have to go and open my CSS by going to File and click on Open. From there, I will save my CSS file, then I click on it and say Open. This is my CSS code. So for me to use a CSS background color, this is where I gave it red color. You can see the red color, background color red. That's why we are having red color here as a background. This is red color as a background. So because of that now, this red color as a background, I can also change it to image. Change this to image, so you will not be seeing this red background color. What you'll be seeing is the image color that you'll be seeing. So how do we do it that we change this background color to image color? It's very simple. For us to do it, I'll just click on the image color. Then we'll come to this place. You just press enter on the keyboard. Then you see background. You see the background image. You can see the word background image. You click on the background image. Click on the background image. You see what they call browser. This browser will show. It's from this browser that I will connect it to the image that I want to use. Using the background color, then click on the background here. It will show you. Then I now go to image to look for the background image that I will use. This is the only image background that I can use. I'll click on it and I'll click on OK. You can see that the image background color is already here. Then I'll go to home. Then this home. Then I will now save my work. Go to file, save one. Then if I go back to my CSS, you can see that I have to now, I can decide to remove this one. I can decide to remove this by deleting it. Then I'll go to file. Then I'll say save all. You can see that the background is somehow fade because it has the kind of a white background. So let us run it and see how it looks like on the Dream. If I say refresh, you can see. So the background here is white. That's why it's showing white. So what I'm going to do now is that let me use another image background on my web design. I go to this place. Instead of using the same color, I can also go to Photoshop and look under image background because this background here is somehow fit. Let me look for background photo, image photo. That will be a little bit darker. So I go to my Photoshop. Click on my Photoshop. Okay. I click on my Photoshop. What I'm going to do here is that I'm going to use a picture that's a little bit darker, not like this. So it's the code that makes it somehow transparent and white because of the type of background I selected. But here I'm going to select another background that is a little bit darker. You just have to wait for the Photoshop to load, which will take a little time. Although the system is not as fast as you think. So you just have to wait for the Photoshop to load. We'll now go to file. Go to file, then click on open. Then these are different pictures. I will look for a picture that is a little bit darker, or a picture, even though it's not darker, but I can also reduce the size of the picture. Okay, let me use something like this. Something like this. Then let me remove the image. Let me reduce the image size of the picture. That will not be too big. Let me just make use of let's say let me make use of a width of I make use of one. I make use of let me go 100. Then let me make use of 38. Then I just want it to be small, so I think we appear more. Then I go to File, Save for Web. Click on Save. Then let me call it A2. Then I'll now save it. I say that I've saved it inside that folder that I was using before. Then I'll now go back to my Dreamweaver. Then I go to my CSS. Then this image that I used was not what I really want, so I can delete this image. Then I go to this place and press background image. You can see the background image is part of, after the background color, you can see the background image. So I double click the background image, I click it. I wanted to give me the I wanted to bring out the tools that I will use. So I was very careful in the way I double click. So if I press enter, click on background image, I double click the background image. So this was what I expected to show before, but it was not showing, so I have to do it again. That's why I have the browser now, double click on it. Then I can see the second one now. This is it too. Now click OK. You can see the name of the file, A2. It's already. Then I'll put my semicolon on it to show that I've closed the function of this place. Then I'll now save it. Save all. You can see that I've saved it. Then I'll go back to my Dreamweaver and I refresh. Do you see the background? You can see that the background is showing. Why the background is showing this way? Because I reduced the size of the picture. Because if I don't reduce the size of the picture, it will not show. You can see a site like this. You can see some site at the background. You'll be wondering that how do they do this background that is somehow different. So that's why I normally reduce the size of the picture, so that some of the pictures of that picture will appear on the drop down menu, because the drop down menu itself is not that big. The height is just 38 and the width is about 120, that's the 100. The width of this drop down is 100. How do I show you? What I mean is that if I go to this place, I look at the characteristic of it now. Look at the height of the drop down. So you can see that the width of the drop down here is just 100, while the height just 38. So because I want that picture to show the height and the width of that picture, that's why I was using my picture. I reduced my picture to 100, then the height of the picture to 38. That's why you're able to see those pictures on your. That's why you're able to see these pictures of it, just like a place. You see. But if I'm using the size, just one color that will cover it. This is one of the other methods of changing the background pictures. So I want us to look at another method again. I've seen a website that instead of the space between it, some of them can go increase the space between this contacts, about us, this place here. There's other command that I can use in CSS that can reduce, that can increase the space. So that this white something will show more. It will not look like this. There will be a space between it. So if we want to do that now, we have to go back to our Dreamweaver again. We do it in CSS. You know that I told you about the borderline. Borderline here is 1 pix solid white. This 1 pix solid white is what we have here. This line here is a border, line, which is 1 pix. That's the borderline here. This is a borderline here. This is another borderline. So we are going to increase the space between these two borderlines, this place and this place. So I think we increase the space. So how do we increase the space? We just go back to our CSS. Then you can see the place that I use the borderline here. I use it in this place, the borderline. So what I'm going to do is that I'm going to use this one that we call if I press enter on the keyboard, we call it margin. You can see the word margin. So the margin that I'm going to use, let me just use 2 pix column. You can see margin 2 pix a column. If I click on this place and now say save, I click on save. So if I go to it now, there will be space between it. You see that the space here, that borderline, it has increased. If you go to this place now, so this is part of my class for this. This is my fifth video. So try to watch my last video again after this. Thank you for listening.